Hello students, welcome back in your science class. By now we have learned that cultivation of crops involves several activities which is undertaken by farmer over a long period. This includes preparation of soil. First farmer prepares the soil um, for sowing seeds. Second step is sowing of seeds when farmers select good quality of seeds, and after that he adds manure and fertilizers in the field for good crop production. Next, irrigation, in which I have told you that some traditional methods like moat, dhekli, rahat method which is used in traditional or in old age, and modern methods for irrigation is sprinkler system and drip system. After irrigation is very necessary because in dry conditions seed will not germinate. After that, protection from weeds. Weeds are unwanted plants which grow along with the crops and compete the water, minerals, sunlight, and affect the growth of main crops. Now, next step is harvesting. The cutting of crops after it is mature is called harvesting. When crops matures, farmers cut it. This process is called harvesting. In this process, they pulled out the crops about 2 to 3 inches or uh, near about the ground. This process is done by manually or by machine. Manually, farmers cut it by using sickle, or by machine which is used for harvesting is known as harvester. After harvesting, the grain seeds need to be separated from chaff. This process is called threshing. When farmers cut the crops, uh, it contains seeds along with stalks, and these seeds separate from these stalks is called threshing, and the machine by which this process is done is known as combine. So combine is a machine which includes harvester and thresher. After threshing, seeds contains some small husk along with seeds. These husks are separated from seeds by the process winnowing. Farmer has some land and where they separate seeds from husk, and this process is known as winnowing. Now next step is storage. How can we store grains? Storage of produce that we obtain after harvesting is an important task. If the crop grains are to be kept for a longer time, it they should be safe from moisture, uh, insects, rats, and microorganisms. The fresh crops has more moisture. Fresh crops contains more moisture. So if they store for longer time, it may get spoiled or attacked by microorganisms. So before storage, They should be dried in the sunlight for removing moisture. This prevents the attack of insects, pests, bacteria, and fungi. Farmers stores grains in jute bag or metallic bins. On large scale, storage of grains is done in silos or granaries. Granaries in which grains are stored for a longer time on large scale. This prevents them from pests like rats, insects, and other microorganisms. In spite this, we should keep dried neem leaves for storing food grains at home. When we store at home, when we store grains at home, we should keep dry neem leaves, which protects them from insects and microorganisms. So we have just seen that crop production involves many steps like preparation of soil, sowing of seeds, adding manure and fertilizers, irrigation, protection from weeds, harvesting and storage. Just like that, animals reared at home or in farm in have to be provided with proper care, shelter, and food. Provided proper food on a large scale is known as animal husbandry, because many food items we get from animals like milk we get from buffaloes, cows, goat, and in coastal areas people are depend on fish for their diet. So we reared animals on a large scale for food and provided proper food, shelter and care is known as animal husbandry. Um, just like we get also honey from honey bees. So the rearing of honey bees on a large scale for honey is called apiculture, and the breeding, hatching or rearing of fish is known as pisciculture. Apiculture is the rearing of honeybees, and pisciculture is the rearing of fish, in which they include breeding, hatching, etc. Now we will discuss about some exercise of this chapter. Now we will see fill in the blanks. First is manure dash fertilizers not rich in humus. As fertilizer not rich in humus, manure is rich in humus. Next, as a sprinkler system is modern method of irrigation, moat is traditional method of irrigation. Traditional method of irrigation. Third is as rabi crops sown in October, November, which crops sown in June or June, July? Kharif crops. Kharif crops sown in June, July. Now, fourth is as weeding is done by khurpi, which process is done by harvester? This is harvesting. That's all for today. Thank you. Have a nice day.